YouTube, we are live. Wow. The power of the internet, man. It's the power of the internet. And simultaneously be live on multiple platforms around the world. What's today? Saturday. Everyone's off work today. It's prime time right now. Everyone's on Instagram. Everyone's on YouTube. Now is the moment of conglomeration. What's going on, everyone? How you doing? You having a good day? You make sure you had a good night's sleep last night. You make sure you're going to have a good night's sleep tonight. You're making sure you saw some friends today, did something you enjoy. You're going to do something you enjoy. Because if you haven't done it yet, it's not too late. Still got some hours left in the day. The sun still hasn't set here. This is natural lighting right here. In this live chat, we're going to be talking about, can you eat too much fruit? Can you eat too much fruit? Is it possible to overdose on fresh fruit? Well, that is an interesting question because fruit really is the healthiest food you could possibly eat. Fresh fruit is the healthiest food you could possibly eat, right? And yet people are still wanting to know, can you overeat? Can you eat too much fresh fruit? Well, we're going to get into that in just a second. But before we do, I'd like to invite you to check out canadafruitfest.ca whenever you get a chance. Maybe after this live chat, head on over there. canadafruitfest.ca. Link is in the bio. You can see all the information about that festival is coming up in the summer. It's going to be Canada's biggest health and wellness, Canada's biggest plant-based health and wellness festival of the summer. It's going to be amazing. Let's get into this. Can you eat too much fruit? Well, we need to define too much, right? What is too much? By definition, too much equals too much. That's it. So can you eat too much? Every body is different. Every human being is different. And the amount of food we need to ingest, the amount of fruit that we need to ingest is going to differ from day to day, moment to moment. It's going to differ from our emotional state, our activity level, our medical history, the type of environment that we're in. It's always going to change. And asking, can we eat too much fruit? It's probably best to understand that there are way more important things to be focused on than this idea of eating too much fruit. If you're asking if you can eat too much fruit, you're probably not eating enough. Like if you're wondering, maybe I'm eating too much fruit, you're probably not eating enough. Very few people eat enough fruit. If you're part of the very, very slim margin of the population, like 0.001% of the population on the planet that actually eat enough fruit, you're probably eating just the right amount. It's very hard to overeat on fruit. Very hard. Specifically juicy fruit. Like try overeating on oranges. Try overeating on watermelon. Try overeating on grapes or longans, right? Most people, if you're ever going to overeat, if you're ever going to stuff yourself on fruit, it's probably going to be on dried fruit or something extremely dense like mamey sapote or durian or avocado or something like that. And you'll know right away. You'll know that you've overeaten. It's easy to like know that you're getting to that limit and easy to back off. With juicy fresh fruit though, it's almost impossible to overeat. Like I've never overeaten on papaya. I just can't. Unlimited papaya at my disposal. I'll eat. Boom. Half a papaya, like there's like half a papaya left on the table. I just don't finish it. I'm full. So fruit is designed for humans. So we know when to shut off. We know that hunger signal shut off. Other fruits like avocado or specifically durian are actually a lot easier to overeat on because they're just so dense. They're so good. Especially durian, like when people are having a party and the durian is just so good, you just can't stop eating. Durian's like the one fruit that you can definitely overeat on. But when it comes to oranges, papayas, and grapes, and things like that, You can't really overeat on them. Yes, it's possible, but it's very difficult. You actually have to try really, really hard. So as an example, I tried to gain weight a year or two ago, eating just fruit and vegetables and nuts and seeds. And doing it on just fruit and vegetable alone was incredibly difficult. It was very hard to eat too much fruit in order to gain weight. But as soon as I incorporated the nuts and seeds, boom, weight gain was super easy. So if your concern is, am I eating too much fruit to affect my weight? Am I gaining weight because of all this fruit I'm eating? Probably not. You're probably gaining weight because of all the other stuff you're eating, especially stuff like the nuts and seeds. If you're on a raw vegan diet. If you're eating cooked food, that's a different ballgame, but because cooked food is very, very dense. But if you're eating raw and you're gaining weight, it's probably because of the nuts and seeds, not the fresh fruit. Now, having said that, it is possible to gain weight on bananas. It is possible to gain weight on avocados and dates and raisins and dense fruits like that for sure. But by and large, the majority of people who are gaining weight on a raw vegan diet are eating nuts and seeds to do it. It's the easiest way to gain weight on a raw vegan diet. And it's just the most common as well. It's super easy and super, super common to gain weight eating eating nuts and seeds, not fruit. Unless it's super, super dense like smoothies and avocados and stuff. If the best way to gain weight on fresh fruit would be smoothies, because you can drink it a lot faster than your body has time to recognize, hey, we had a lot of food in here, it's time to shut off the hunger signal. So if you're worried about the sugar content in fruit, just know that, yeah, nowadays the sugar content in fruit is a lot higher than it used to be. All of the fruit that we're eating nowadays is hybridized to be a lot sweeter. And the way to combat that, the way to overcome that is, rather than grazing throughout the day, it's best to eat within a set period, eat within a set window of time. So rather than waking up and eating from 9 a.m. all the way to 9 p.m. like a lot of people do, which is 12 hours, or a lot of people even eat bigger window, like a 14-hour window, give yourself a good 4 or 5 hours to eat all your food and all your fruit in. Go from 12 to 4 p.m. or 1 to 5 p.m. Give yourself a good 4 or 5 hours to eat all the calories you want. And this is good for a couple of reasons. Number one, it's good because it allows you to just focus on eating when it's time to eat. And the rest of the day, you don't need to focus on food. You're completely free. And the other reason is because when you're not eating, your insulin is down. And that's when your body can start releasing human growth hormone. It can start releasing the hormones to help keep you young, keep you fit, keep you energized, and keep you lean. Right? When you're releasing human growth hormone, your body fat percentage is coming down. Your body is turning fat into fuel, and it's helping you build muscle and look a lot leaner, look a lot better. So if you want to look better, then eat within a short eating window, about 4 or 5 hours, and focus on the fruit, baby. Focus on the fruits and vegetables for sure. But again, coming back to the question, is it possible to eat too much fruit? You're probably way more likely to overeat on nuts and seeds than you are to overeat on fruit. You're probably way more likely to overeat on cooked foods than you are to overeat on fruit. Now, sure, you still can overeat on fruit, but it's a heck of a lot more difficult, especially when it's juicy fruit. So keep that in mind. And I just want to let you know that if you want to learn how to eat the best diet possible, if you want to know where the best foods are on the planet for you, definitely going to want to come to the Canada Fruit Festival. It takes place in August here in British Columbia, Canada. We're going to be going over in depth all the details about how to succeed on a raw vegan diet, or just a healthy vegan diet for that matter. Canada Fruit Fest is going to be the place to be. So see you there this summer. But getting back to that question, is it possible to overeat too much fruit? Yeah, you just got to listen to your body though. And a lot of people, when they're feeling tired, they actually want to sleep, but they think, oh, I'm tired, I should eat. So people are mistaking sleepiness for hunger. You know, like if you're tired, you should sleep. If you have some room in your belly and you want to really eat, then sure, listen to that desire and go eat. But don't mistake feeling tired for needing to eat. It's a big mistake a lot of people make. Especially don't mistake being tired for needing caffeine, going out and getting some caffeine. You definitely want to stay away from caffeine, whether it's kombucha or whether it's green tea or coffee. Do your best to absolutely stay away from caffeine, because what goes up, even if it's a small little high from caffeine, a small little stimulus from caffeine, you're going to come down so much further. You have to come down further than you go up. That's the law of the universe, it's the law of nature. What goes up has to come down. And you go down further than when you went up. And you stayed on lower too for longer because you got to recover as well. So keep that in mind. And for those people who say, oh, I don't get affected by caffeine, you do. You have to. You have to be affected by caffeine. You're a human being. It's like saying, I don't get affected by this phone dropping on my hand. The phone might not hurt your hand, but you're being affected by it. Your hand still has to receive the impact, right? And with caffeine, same thing. Your body still has to tolerate it. It still has to put up with the caffeine. So even if you don't find that caffeine negatively affects you or whatever, your body still has to adapt to it. It still has to struggle with it. It still has to work with it. It still has to try and tolerate it. So if you're feeling sleepy, just sleep. Don't take caffeine and don't feel like you need to eat. Just sleep. So many people are so sleep deficient, and it's very easy to become sleep deficient because if you miss one early night sleep and you have a late night sleep instead, the next day, you can't just go to bed at the same time you used to. You got to go to bed a little bit earlier to compensate for the night before. So it's easy to fall behind on sleep. It's easy to become deficient on sleep and then to want to lean towards foods and then to want to overeat on foods because your willpower is lower. Like the biggest killer of willpower, the biggest killer of consistency with all your goals and all your healthy habits is lack of sleep. So make sure you're getting in enough sleep and making sure that you're ingesting the right type of information into your brain. Be very, very particular about what's coming into your brain. Don't just watch any crap on YouTube. Don't just watch any video that you see on your timeline, your news feed, whatever. Be very particular about what you're putting in your brain. Rather than getting on the internet and just checking to see what's on the internet, only open the internet when you know exactly what it is you want to do. I open my phone, I'm like, I'm going to go live. I open my laptop, I'm going to go live. Right now, I'm live on Instagram and YouTube at the same time. I don't just open it up and say, oh, I wonder what's on YouTube today. I wonder what's on Instagram. Let's just scroll and check. That's going to drain your energy reserves, man. That's going to make you tired. That's going to make you super unproductive. And that's not going to allow you to feel very fulfilled at the end of the day. All right. I hope you got something from this video. If you did, awesome. I'm very excited to see you at the Canada Fruit Fest in August. We're going to be going in depth over so many different topics: how to get fit, how to get healthy, how to make money online as a vegan, how to find your ultimate relationship as a vegan, how to build your social media following as a vegan, how to land the job of your life, or how to create the job of your life, and how to really rock this diet, how to really succeed with raw veganism, how to succeed with veganism in 2019 and beyond. So thank you so much for tuning in. If you have any questions, I will go ahead and answer some of them right now. I'll just look on YouTube first, and then I'll look on Instagram. So Instagram, if you have any questions posted there, I'll get to you in just a sec. First, I'll address some YouTube questions here, if there are any. So someone's saying drinking beets and apples is my go-to drink. Cool. Someone's saying keep all the fruit in balance. Yes, keep fruit in balance. Someone's saying I used to do the one meal a day, 6 to 8 p.m. Cool. Very cool. Now someone's saying Jesus loves you. Awesome. I always had a feeling Jesus loved me, but now I know for sure because this person here on YouTube named Shaman says so. Someone says they ate 300 bananas and went blind. I'm sure you did. Herbal tea is good. It has no caffeine. Yes, herbal tea is great. Just make sure it's got no caffeine. Next question is, Ted, have you ever had any problems digesting fat? I've had problems digesting nuts and seeds, but not avocados. Avocados can cause some mucus, but nuts and seeds are just hard to digest. They always cause some gas. So nuts and seeds definitely want to avoid. You want to focus on the fruit. Focus on the durian, the ackee, the avocados if you want some fat. Okay, next question is, I think that's all. Oh, how long should I be fasting for? If you're just getting into intermittent fasting, I recommend starting with a 12-hour eating window. If you've never done intermittent fasting before, start with a 12-hour eating window. Start from 9 a.m., and go to 9 a.m. and eat all you want between then. A week later, start eating at 10 a.m. and again, stop at 9 p.m. A week later, you start at 11 a.m. and you stop at 9 p.m. And you keep shortening that window until you get it to how you like it. I personally love a 4-hour eating window between 12 p.m. and 4 p.m. So 12 noon and 4 p.m. I eat all I want. I don't care as much as I used to about like combining and stuff because food just digests so much better between 12 and 4, especially because I get a good workout in beforehand or afterwards and just burns it all up. So keep that in mind. Intermittent fasting will help you with digesting a lot of things very, very well. What's preferable, nuts or seeds? They're basically the same, but I'd go for seeds just because they typically have, some more gentler effects, like the hemp seeds and the flax seeds and the chia seeds are very gentle compared to things like, walnuts and things like that. Ted, can you do a minimalist update? Sure, I'll do one of those soon. I've definitely own a few more things I have in the past YouTube videos, but I'll do my best to show you the things I own now. Still definitely minimalist. Everything I own fits in a backpack and a camera bag. Okay, now next we'll cut over to Instagram questions. YouTube, if you have any questions, post them there. I'll get right back to you in just a sec. Instagram questions. Wow. It's just coming. If you guys aren't following me on Instagram yet, my Instagram is @Fruitarian. Okay. Someone's asking me about the UK Fruit Fest. Am I going to UK Fruit Fest? I am going to UK Fruit Fest. And if you want to come, you can use the code COMEFruitYourself. And you'll save yourself, I think it's like $75 or more. So yeah, I'll be at the UK Fruit Fest. I'll also be at the Canada Fruit Fest, happening August 9th to the 12th. All right. There's a lot of questions here. I'm trying to pick the best ones. What do I do until August? What do I do until August? You prepare. You prepare for Canada Fruit Fest, man. You treat Canada Fruit Fest like a race that you signed up for. You do your best to get as healthy and as fit and as vibrant and as on point as possible. You do your best to create a lot of products beforehand and services beforehand, so when you get to the festival, you can offer those to people around there. I think everyone at the Canada Fruit Fest should have something to sell. That's my goal. I want every attendee to come to the Canada Fruit Fest to have something to sell, whether it's an ebook or a video course or a coaching service, or they have some affiliate products. I think everyone in this world, especially everyone coming to the Canada Fruit Fest, every vegan out there should have something to sell. That's what you should do between now and August. Prepare something that you want to sell. Put something together. Offer something of value. Doesn't need to be much. You can sell it for $5. Make an ebook, sell for $5. Have something to sell. Okay, what's my favorite herbal tea? I like water and ginger. I like reishi tea as well, and chaga tea. Those are great. Question, so you don't eat nuts and seeds? I rarely eat nuts and seeds. Instead, I drink it. I like to drink nut milk. What type of nuts are the best? It depends what you're going for, but mac nuts raise your insulin the least. So I really like mac nuts. Mac nuts are great. But, any sort of nut milk is awesome. Just make sure it's sprouted or soaked. You want sprouted or soaked nuts. Okay, wow, there's some conversation going on there. Back to YouTube here. Any questions? Do you eat beans, Ted? No. I don't eat food that causes negative reaction like beans. Beans cause gas like every time. I don't need to go there. Yeah. Okay, cool. Well, that's it for now. If you have any last questions, if you want to get on a one-on-one call with me, you want to talk about diet, about your own life, you want to talk about how to optimize your own life, how to get started creating products for yourself, or to perfect your diet, perfect your fitness program, then you want to head over to calltedcar.com. I'll type it in right here. It's called calltedcar.com. That's the site, calltedcar.com. If you want to get on a call with me, we can talk one-on-one. Otherwise, I'll see you at the Canada Fruit Fest in August. It's going to be super fun. Thank you all for joining me in this live chat. I had a blast with y'all. So, the origin of this live chat was to talk about, can you eat too much fruit? And the conclusion was, you got way bigger issues out there than to worry about consuming too much fruit. You're probably consuming too many nuts and seeds. You're probably consuming way too much cooked food instead of consuming too much fruit. It's very hard to consume too much fruit, but it is possible. Weight gain on a fruit diet is possible, but you just really gotta eat a lot, and it can be a struggle. All right. So instead, if you want to gain weight, I recommend focusing on consuming some good amount of nut milks, consuming a lot of avocados, and gaining weight with the fats. Because trying to gain weight on bananas and stuff, it's just really hard work, man. It's not enjoyable at all. Much easier to eat avocados and dense foods like nuts and seeds if you want to gain weight. But Anyways, that's it. That's all. Peace out. I'll see you out at the Canada Fruit Fest 2019. Have a great day. If you want to get on a call with me one-on-one, you can head over to calltedcar.com. Okay. Adios. Ciao for now. Peace, YouTube. What?